Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Idle Weekly. Today's game is Increlution, which recently got a new update with 2 more chapters. Let's just go back and showcase one playthrough as usual. So I managed to beat the 2 new chapters, and one of them actually includes a brand new mechanic. There is a boss fight in there, and initially when you can't overpower that, it is pretty interesting to do. I mean, it's still interesting to watch how the automation tries to beat it, of course, but also the new stories. The new story in these chapters is a lot longer than we are used to so far, which is interesting. It gives us more and more context about what is going on. And it also plays more into the hourglass mechanic as well. And we have a new effect on that one, which decreases the amount of health you lose on events that take health. So those that aren't combat related usually, like this catch a seal, instead of, I think it was 200,000 before, it takes 181,000 for me at the moment. So it is getting better. One thing that I did change with this one now, with the new chapters, because there are actually repeated items in there, so you can now choose whether to take those items early in the game or later in the game, which is another extra choice. And I decided to change my course around can't remember where it was, 4 or 3 even. So you can either go board the river or enter the mine shaft. And for the longest time I boarded the river because it gave you more room for your inventory immediately. But now you can get the same inventory, the 40 cap that I would have by now, right now. You can get it there instead. And because I'm so powerful as to get there easily. Oh, this is my first stop now, because I have managed to automate everything as I wanted to. I wanted combat everywhere where I could, like the panther or the jaguar even, the gorilla and the poachers, I think they were. Those I can now kill. So I have automated those parts. But here I still stop because I can't complete the magma shrine immediately, and I can't complete the upgrade shrine at all. So just so I don't forget about these, I have a stopping point here. Each and every reset. I had a stopping point at the Jaguar and those places as well, until I was able to beat them, because I actually wanted the combat option, not the other one. And yeah, so now I go through the mine shaft and get myself more health instead of the extra inventory, which is the extra inventory was useful before, but now that I'm going through those early chapters so quickly that I can't even use everything that I get there, then it doesn't really matter anymore. That's why I made the change. So this is the chapter 10, the new chapter. You get the mushroom school was actually really difficult at first, but now I can get it easily. And you get the new foods, like this one, which gives for me 610,000 health and this 915,000. Because I have a 1.22 times multiplier on these. This is the second stop. Because I want to catch the statue, but I can't yet. And I'll show you the reason in a moment. I have 16 million health and plus an additional 61 million from food. So that's 77 million total. But this takes 90 million health. Therefore, I can't do it yet. But I'm close. But because I don't want to, with at least this save, I don't want to break the balance too much. So that I can actually experience the chapters as they're supposed to be like. Then I probably won't be able to reach the statue until next chapter's release. And so, yeah, here I can't get everything either yet. Actually, yeah, I can't get everything, but I have automated everything. So I'm automating this because eventually I can buy all of this anyway. So I don't need to remember that this is here. Because eventually it will happen. I don't use automation for places where there is something that I want to get or do that isn't automated yet. And that's the third of the 4 places in chapter 10. The way I play this game is basically during the boss fight I actually didn't focus on the boss fight itself as much as trying to automate everything and level up everything. I'll show you in a moment what I did when we get there. I guess that's natural. As you progress and get stronger, you change things around because priorities change due to the power differences that you have between the different skills. Which I think makes sense, right? Vault door opening is still slow, 32 seconds. Well, less because it levels up, but 32 is base. And behind that vault door is then chapter 11. Chapter 11 starts with the next one. The next exploration. Oh no, End of the Vault, this one. And now this is chapter 11. And this is the boss fight. And I have fully automated it and I can beat it every time. Now. And you'll see how my character is doing that. When you get to certain milestones on the health bar here, then different things happen. I'll get to 80% as quickly as possible. Technically, I could spam backshot and I can get there really fast. But I don't have backshot prioritized because when I'm going through here automatically, backshot doesn't work in the second phase anymore. So here, the change that I did when I fully automated it is that I made Titanstone's hut the priority. But otherwise, you would want to make catapult the priority, then shoot the ceiling, or even shoot the Titan. No, shoot the ceiling, I think it was. And it will open up another new food for you, which you can use. But I don't need that anymore. Well, technically I do, but I don't need it immediately, so yeah. This is how I did, how I do that. But basically what I did here is that I used the time to just level these two, digging and woodcutting as much as possible every reset. And I ignored the Return to Titan completely. I try to do everything here instead of trying to focus on the Titan. So it's either you want to level things or you want to beat the game as with as few generations as possible. My idea was, or strategy was, to just level skills. It was just more fun for me. That's about it. It's probably faster to just beat the Titan again and again, maybe. I don't know. So once it gets the Titan Stone hot, it will build the catapult, load it, then hit the ceiling, get the honey, the next food item. Alright, clam gives 1.21 million health per eat. That's also pretty powerful. But the honey is even more powerful. Oh, and another mechanic is that you have an actual timer here, like other than your health. When I'm in this mode here, away from the Titan, then the Titan will hit me for 5 million damage per completion, and this action speeds up every time it completes. The fastest I have seen it was like 3 seconds, because I took my sweet ass time. That makes sense. There are other mechanics as well, which you will see in a moment. Well, not in a moment, it takes a while to get through this. The Titan stops using arrows when you return to it. This is basically the reason why you can gather generation numbers or generations here, because you don't return to the Titan, you focus on these, and this will just speed up and eventually kill you. It's at 4.52 million damage per completion for me at the moment, but the base was 5 million. And as you can see, I have 21.8 million once I reach the Titan, with all the items that I can get. Yeah, it was fire at ceiling. You notice some insects flying in and out of a small opening in the ceiling. You would fire your catapult at it to see what it does. And what it does is reveal beehives. And honey gives you 1.48 million health. Of course, these are my 1.22 times multiplier ones, but still. And now I can fire at the Titan, and you can fire at the Titan 10 times, and then you have to return. And that's what I do each time. So you can take 30% of its health doing this, which is nice. Of course, the Titan is fighting back, so it isn't that nice. But look at how slow my health decay is. I'm in chapter 11, and I don't even have 1000 per second. It's insane. That's probably why these mechanics exist, because it has to force the game has to force your health down somehow. The base decay doesn't do anything anymore. So it has to have mechanics that take your health themselves instead, like combat events, the dodging during the combat, that one takes health, and then the block takes massive amounts of health. But the difference between failing a dodge and succeeding in a well, because you can fail the dodge, then it doesn't allow you to eat your food, so it will take away from this bar instead. Blocking does a massive amount of damage, so it will take your health plus your food. Because you can't fail it per se, you can't do blocking because it's a combat event. So you can't do it unless you have the health for it. The total health, even. But because you can actually fail the dodge, then... And then it doesn't use health or food even. So the next event is falling debris. This one increases in speed by 1% per completion, and it starts with by dealing you 1 million damage per completion. So another thing that creates some tensity or some stress. And then the last phase gives you Portobellos, which for me give me 1.68 million health per eat. And the Titan also starts healing. And that's 0.10% health per completion, but this action decreases in speed by 0.75% per completion. Still, it starts off so fast that the decrease doesn't really matter, since as you can see, the Titan has already gained like 6% while I'm picking Portobellos. So it isn't perfect, but eventually you will do just fine, as with anything in a progression-based game. This is definitely interesting. I'm wondering what after this vault comes, because this talked about the right person who won't use who didn't come to the Titan for greed, and will actually disable it. That's something that, yeah, only that person can open the next part. And we can open the next part because we are the right person. At least I think we are. So this is the new one, the funnel Titan core. That's the one that gives us the completion damage reduction. And as you can see, it is really difficult. Mine takes 3.2 million health per second, which is a lot. And I can't complete it anymore. Then the other action here is Disable Titan Core. And this one will deal 136 million damage immediately. And I can actually survive that, because I have 21 million health plus 159 and even more 160 million in reserve. I just wish I had that in town. One day I will get there. Yeah, I can't complete the Titan Core funneling, but I'm getting close again, which is nice. And then exit the vault, because disabling the Titan Core created a massive explosion, and it blew off almost the entire vault. But there was one part of it that seemed like it was weaker by design, and that's where a pathway appeared. And all we know now is it takes your eyes a second to adapt to the light after being in the vault for so long. Even if light managed to shine through the holes in the ceiling, this direct sunlight is a little uneasy on the eyes, yet feels quite welcome. After your eyes have had the chance to adapt, you see that this side of the vault was certainly never a regular passage, but only water finds its way down here. Let's see if you can find a way down. So where are we going next? That will be interesting to see. The mountain or the chapter 10 town was interesting, where we found these people who were waiting for someone, and that someone might have been us, because the prophecy said that they would arrive on a dragon. We arrive on a dragon, and we were capable of opening that vault that they have been protecting. So we fulfilled their prophecy, and they were really, at least seemed like, they were really happy about it. Finally, their centuries old ritual or something is over. We did it. Although I do wonder how much they actually noticed or heard those explosions and the combat and stuff. Oh well. Yeah, this is the 21st January version of the game. And my current completion is 100% as usual. I have no idea how I managed to get 45 minutes at one point. But this is the game so far, and I look forward to the next chapters. This chapter took a long time to make for the developer, and I can see why. It is pretty complex compared to earlier chapters, and it's pretty big too, and there is a lot to it. I will definitely, when I go through the game again, like in a new game, or New Game Plus, both actually, then I will definitely enjoy these two chapters again. They were interesting, they were fun. But yeah, I think that about concludes what I have to say about this current state. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.